Okay, out here back in the park, we're gonna go over backward roll today. My voice is kind of getting lost a little bit. It's a little bit of congestion, so I might sound a little funny sometimes. Anyway, before you do backward roll, it's important that I think you do a couple of push-ups and get your elbows and wrists ready and your shoulders warmed up because you're going to be pushing. Also, I would warm up your neck, just like go around both directions and maybe put some pressure on the back of the dome and push back that way, that way, that way. Make sure it's nice and stretched out, and also the shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Just because when you roll over, you're going to roll over your neck and you have to push with your arms. So it makes it better for you. Alright, anyway, this is what it looks like, your backward roll. Start up here, arms up. As you sit down, you're going to bend your knees and bend your arms together. Back, tuck your head in, push, stand up, do it again. I'll go this way. Everything starts up, okay? Everything's starting up. Gonna bend everything in, sit down, hips to the floor, hands here, tuck your head in, push over, and up. Alright, a couple of quick things already. You want to make sure that you are sitting completely down before you start your roll. So as you bend your legs down, try to get your hips to your heels and then sit down so that you're going directly to the floor. Completely round your back. Completely round your back as you go around. So make sure you're completely round. If you're flat at any point like that, you're going to bounce off your back and it's really painful, especially on hard floor. Make sure your head is tucked in the whole time. If it comes out like this at any time, sticking up, you're going to hit your head, all right? And then it's going to hurt. So yeah, keep that round shape the whole time. Basically, bring your knees to your forehead. Do it again for you. So everything is up. I bend everything in. I sit completely down. And over. I'm kind of slow that time. You do want to do these fairly fast. Once you get stronger with your arms, you can push a lot harder, and you'll be able to go slower. Okay, but that's basic things. So here's some tips on it. Okay? So some basic tips you can do. Again, for the forward roll, we did the rock and roll forward and back. Okay, now for this one, I want you to do the rock and roll, but you're going to emphasize backward more, and you're going to emphasize putting the weight into your shoulders and your hands going backwards. So if I rock and roll this way, as I come back, my hands touch, and I can feel them pressing into the floor. I feel my hands press into the floor. My head is tucked in. Press into the floor. Knees to forehead. Press into the floor. Shins go over the shoulders. Press into the floor. That feels good. Roll it over. Alright, that motion right there is really, really useful. So rocking, sitting and rocking through and going from there. You could also, if you want to go from the very, very bottom part, so from your feet on the floor, then transferring through. Another great one, also good for mobility, just like with the rock and roll before. Do that for you. So from here, I would rock back and touch, come up to the feet, rock back, touch, up to the feet, rock back, touch, roll over. Also make sure your legs aren't separating. You can only figure this out if someone is watching you, or two, if you videotape yourself. So video is always really good and helpful. Videotape yourself and make sure your legs are either going at the same time or they're completely together. The best way to fix that problem is just have your legs completely together, like squeezing the knees and ankles together. However, I know sometimes that's hard for people to get the mobility because they don't have the flexibility in their hips yet to do that. And if that's the case, maybe go a little bit wider, okay? Let's see, what's another good tip for you? Doing a roll down a hill. Alright, so if you find yourself like a little hill, not too slopey, just enough so that it can help you and aid you roll over, taking some weight off your hands, that can be a great way to start. Again, remember to make sure to tuck your head in. You're pretty much tucking your chin to your chest, or you're looking at your stomach, your belly button. Knees to forehead, shins pull over the top, feet pull over the top, and you're pushing as hard as you can. Your goal, of course, to stand up at the end, completely up. So if I'm on a hill right here, okay, start sitting down, some people like to do. Okay. Hands are ready. Go back. Super easy going downhill. Just make sure you're pushing. Common mistakes people do is they push with one arm more than the other and they end up doing this kind of thing. They have one forearm down. That's also very common because of the shoulder rolls. You just got to change your approach to this technique in this form and just be very, very specific with it, all right? Work one thing at a time. Also, don't turn your head to the side. That's going to directly relate to your backflip too. If you took your head to the side a lot, you'll tend to want to throw your head to the side when you do your backflips. You'll see what I mean, okay? If you watch some videos of some other people doing them, you can see they turn their head to the side because they're trying to look over their shoulder or whatever. Just try to avoid that for now. Tuck your head into your chest, push with both hands, all right? Equally push both hands and explosively push with both hands. One more mistake people often make is they open up, okay? Don't open up when you get upside down because you push up into a handstand and it stops your roll. That looks like this. Okay, that's when you would roll back and then you'd kick out or you'd open up your hips. So if you're rolling backward and then you go like that when you're upside down or getting close to it, that makes it harder for you to finish your roll. It's good for, like, you know, breakdancing moves and rolling backward into a handstand, but it's not what we're trying to do right here. And it's going to really screw up your backflip, okay? Especially at the starting stages, because if you open up in the middle of your flip, you're not going to rotate anymore, and then you fall down faster. Any more tips on that? I think that's good. Remember, just warm up the neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists, and good luck on your backward roll. Remember, forward roll, backward roll, handstand, and cartwheel. We've done forward roll and backward roll in detail now, and then after that we're going to be going over, what's it called, handstand and cartwheel next. I already have a handstand tutorial out, so you can look at that, but there's some basic things everybody should know about it. Just doing it straight up without having to go into far, all the different drills and stuff, okay? Then we have cartwheel, so enjoy that. See you guys next time. Peace.